Hi, welcome back. In this class, we'll look into some uh, slices of arrays. Let us create a one-dimensional array. I'll say A equal to np dot a range, and I'll pass a 20. I'll get a one-dimensional array with 20 items starting from 0 to 19, and we can do a slice on this. We can say, let us say a1 equal to ace of take everything starting from the 0 index and go up to 10. If I do this one and if I print a1, that is my slice. It's a slice of 10 items, 10 numbers, 0 to 10, 0 to 9. And I can change the values here. I can say, let us say I want to change all the values. I can say just put a colon, means including starting from 0 to the end of the array. I can say let us set 100, and if I print a1, I'll get all the complete arrays with number 100. And if you see the original array, see what happens. The original array is also changed because that slice is a view of the original array. When we created the slice, it has not created a new array. It just created a view on that array. Whereas this is not the case with list objects. List objects, when you create a slice, it will be totally a different new list. Let us see an example of this. Let us create a list, let us say x equal to, how do we create a list? We can use a list function, and within that we can pass range method with let us say 20. And if you see x now, that is x. Let us take a slice of that. I will say x of 10. Let us take the 10. And if you print, that is our slice. I can say b's of 0, sorry, y's of 0. I can change the value because list objects are mutable objects. As if I print y now, the first item is 100. But if you see x, which is the original array, there is no change. Means x, y is totally a new object, new list object. It's not a view of the x object. So that is the difference between a list and a view. The slices of arrays are views on the original arrays. Okay, let us see how to copy an array. Let us see how to copy an array. I'll say what is our array now, and let us create, let us get back our original array. I'll say I'll copy this. That is our original array. Let us copy this one. I'll copy to B. I'll say array dot copy. If I do that, sorry, we have to say give the array a dot copy. If you say that, it will create a copy. It won't create a view, it will create a copy. And if I print this one, so I got exact copy of a. And suppose if I change, let us say I change b's of 0 to 100 and print b. The first item, the first element I changed to 100. And if you see a now, a is intact. there's no change in A, because B is a copy of the array. It's not a slice of array A. Next, let us see some indexing on arrays. Let's create another array. I will say A equal to np dot a range. I will pass 25, and I'll do a reshape 5 by 5. And if you print, let us print A. So we got that a two-dimensional array with 5 rows and 5 columns. If you do a's of 0, you'll get the first row of the array. And if you say a's of 2 and 4, that will give you one element, that is 14. This one. The first one is the rows. So 0, 1 and 2. This is the second row. This index 2 row, and the index 4 is here 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. That's why we got 14. Next, let us pull out a slice of this array. Let us say starting from 11 to 13 and from 16 to 18. Let us say we want this piece. For that, this is how we can write the indexing. We can say starting with the row 2 to 4, take rows 2 to 4, and from columns 1 to 4. That will give you 2 to 4 is this is the index 2 row, and 2 to 4, but 4 is not included. So you get these 2 rows. And if you take the columns 1 to 4, means this is 0, 1 starts from here, and 4 is not included. So you get 1, 2 and 3. So you get this slice 11, 12, 13, 16, 17 and 18. And if you see this, if you execute this one, that's what we get. That is a part of that the slice of that array. And there is something called fancy indexing. Let us see what we have. A is this one. If we say a's of, and if you pass another square bracket, within the square brackets, if we say 2 and 4, means if we do this one, you get rows 1, 2 and 4. This is row 0, row 1, and you get row 1, 2 and 4. This is how to get the multiple rows. You saw this one. To get a row 0, this is what we did. Similarly, if you pass 1, 2 and 4 within square brackets as a list, then you will get the 3 rows. And also you can do a sum. Let us say we can do a dot sum. A dot sum will give you 300, the sum of all these items. And also if you can do on sum on these too. I'll say copy, and I'll say sum. If I do a sum on this, it will give 205 of that, of just these numbers. And also we can find the shape of this for this piece, for this slice. I say dot shape. This is 3 by 5. It's 3 rows and 5 columns. So that's all about slicing and indexing of arrays. And we'll stop here. And in the next class, we'll see array functions. And also these are all called universal array functions. Okay.